Welcome to another Pony Express broadcast by Mark Dillon Jr. Let us start this show by bowing our heads for a quick prayer. Thank you, Lord, for another day of doing what we love, for this gathering of sim racers, and for the chance to pretend to be real race car drivers. We ask that you watch over these sim racers and their families as they gather together to enjoy the hobby of sim racing. May their spouses and children enjoy dinner, bath times, Netflix, and bedtime stories without them. May their calibration stay true, their racing rigs hold together, and their connections stay strong. May they treat each other with respect, avoid bogus black flags, and nail some green flag pit stops. May they return every night to see their friends and teammates, to click drive one more time, and to partake in the camaraderie that comes with being a part of the sim racing community. Father, we also ask that you guide and protect our veterans and their families as they make sacrifices so that we are able to spend a few hours in front of our computers trying to be like the king or the intimidator. And lastly, may we all have fun, win or lose, in your name. Amen. Now please rise and remove your hats as we join a fellow sim racer for his version of the Star Spangled Banner on guitar.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Pony Express Broadcast Network coming to you live tonight from Rolling Thunder Gaming. This is the Joe Simpson Racing Speed Freak Series. Tonight we're going to be running the Navy SEALs 200 live from Daytona, 70 laps. Qualifying is underway, just about wrapped up. But first off, let's head to my special guest in the booth with me tonight, Josh Metallic, driver of the 39 car here at RTG. Josh, how you doing tonight?
Very good, Mark. Happy to be here tonight.
What you were in the booth for the first two shows that we did. Both were at Talladega. You're a big Talladega aficionado. Tonight we're at Daytona for the first time. What are we going to expect different here at Daytona?
Everything is tighter. The turns are tighter. The side by side is tighter. Three wide's much more difficult. This Tally Rally version of Daytona, the low side can push. Guys are really going to be working the wheel. It's not just pedal to the metal and turn every 25 seconds. They're going to be going back and forth and slipping and sliding. Tires will be a factor. Tire wear will be a factor. It looks the same from watching at home, but behind the wheel, they do drive differently.
All right, so possibly a little less three-wide action here than what we've seen the last couple shows. Qualifying has wrapped up, and I believe it's the first time I've seen him win a pole on one of my live shows. Jerry Walters in the 31 car takes the pole for tonight's race.
Yeah, great job by the top five, really. Jerry's he's been around this season, a newer driver. Sean Lockyer's vastly improved on the super speedways. Front row start for him. Jim Glad, I think he made some recent adjustments to his wheel, and you can see how well that worked for him. Hoag's been real strong, and Rusty, he's always a good qualifier on the super speedways. So, quality drivers up there at the front.
Now, taking a quick look at the points here before we get this race underway. Obviously, we do have 9 minutes of happy hour. Brian Schilling and David Lawson are actually tied for the points lead. And then you've got Donnie Garrett, Chuck McClure, Richard Martin, all within 18 points. And even P6 through P10 are all within 35 points. It's one of the tightest races I've ever seen this far into a season.
Yeah, you've got basically 43, 44 point margin from dead first to dead last. Well, I guess first to dead last, but 25, 30 cars in a field. That's 25 or 30 points that could change. So Doug, Woolley, and Chris Hart back there, 9th and 10th, could be right up there with Brian, Schilling, and Lawson at the front, with some bad luck from those guys, and good finishes from the two in the further down the point. So very close. It'll adjust quite a bit here during the race, and probably look quite a bit different once the race is over, the way the standings are.
Well, in looking at qualifying, Brian Schilling, he's going to be rolling off in 25th, so he's going to have to avoid a lot of stuff here tonight. David Lawson right there in 11th in the middle of the pack. And then we got Donnie Garrett starting right in front of him in 10th, and old Chuck McClure, he's starting back in 15th. So none of the top 4 in points are starting in the top 10.
Yeah, and the way this series works is the top 3 finishers from the prior race, the prior week, do not qualify the next weekend. So it gives some new guys a chance to get there up the front, and the guys that had good runs the prior race, they get to find their way through the field and hope to get through without any early wrecks to get caught up in, which does happen from time to time. That's the biggest factor in the points, is just overall talent getting in the front.
The one person that is noticeable, Sean Lockyer, he's 24 points out. He's in P6, and he'll be starting on the front row. So perhaps he can stay up front all night, avoid all the messes, and make up some of those points. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to pick the 115 of Sean Lockyer for victory lane tonight.
I would pick Joe Simpson, but I know he doesn't want to be picked. I'm going to look through here, and I think Jeff Crivello is someone that gets overlooked. He's won I don't know how many TV races. When it's a broadcast race, he gets the front and he gets the victory lane. So he has a knack for it. I don't know what it is. I wish I did, but look for Jeff to try to do a repeat here in the broadcast, another win.
All right, so let's see, what, 5.5 minutes to go. I tell you what, we'll start interviewing people here. Somebody who might take up that whole 5 minutes. We'll just go ahead and pull the Nature Boy in right now. He's always got plenty to talk about. Hey, Donnie, this is Mark and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy? Oh, see, and that's one of the problems with happy hour. Donnie's probably stepped away to use the bathroom, so we'll try somebody different. Hey, David, this is Mark and Josh in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we see that you're tied with Brian Schilling for the points lead. What is your game plan tonight?
Pretty much what I try to do every week, stay out of trouble and try to race the last 20 laps and be there at the end when it counts, because you can't win it on the first 60 some odd laps.
Now, we see you're starting in 11th place. Are you a little nervous about starting in the middle of the pack?
No, that's probably a mistake, but I tried something different in qualifying tonight and it kind of worked, kind of didn't work, so it's just something I'll work on the next time I come back to Talladega. But it's a crapshoot. You can start at the front and get wrecked, you can start in the middle and get wrecked, you can start at the back and get wrecked. It's just a matter of luck.
All right, and obviously we're at Daytona tonight. You guys rotate back and forth, Daytona, Talladega. Which one do you prefer?
I prefer Talladega because it's wider. You can comfortably run 3 wide there and sometimes 4 wide, as Josh can tell you. We do it frequently on Thursday nights here. But there's this bump coming out of 3, and that wall just kind of closes in on you coming out of 4 there. And it'll scare the crap out of you if you're not careful.
All right, well, thanks for the info, the inside look, and good luck with your race tonight.
No problem. Thank you guys for putting it on, and thanks for Josh to coming up there and helping you out, and for Joe Simpson for putting this on, and the gift he's giving away at the end of it. Hopefully I'll be up there at the end to win this thing.
Good luck, David. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Josh.
Absolutely, that's one thing I forgot to mention. You know, at Pony Express Broadcast Network, we always like to honor our veterans and pay respect to our veterans. Joe Simpson, from Joe Simpson Racing, the person sponsoring this series and putting on this broadcast, he's active duty Navy, so we always thank him for his service. And so since he's in the Navy, we decided to throw things that way and name tonight the Navy SEALs 200. We're going to have a special, different than normal video for our Veterans Tribute tonight. And my understanding is Joe is also giving away a Navy coin to the winner of the race tonight.
That's cool. Yeah, Joe's been with us for a number of years, and he'll be here for a number of months. Then he'll go back on active duty, and we're always glad to see when he comes back and have fun racing with him. He's had some rough luck. I hope he has a good, clean run tonight. Doesn't get caught up in anyone else's messes. I think we can just keep the nose clean and bring it home without too much sheet metal bent. It'll be a victory for him.
Hey Brian, this is Mark and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, hey guys.
Hey, so we talked to David Lawson, the driver you are tied with for the points lead, and we got a little bit of insight with him. We wanted to get a quick word from you. Do you have any specific strategy tonight?
Not cause an incident, because as it stands tonight, I'm on a 1 in park, so if I make a bad decision, I'll have to park it. So tonight's just damage control and hopefully get a good finish and try to get it, get going again next week.
That is definitely huge news that we didn't know about. So we definitely will be keeping an eye on the 4 car Real quick, between Daytona and Talladega, you guys rotate back and forth. Which one do you prefer?
Uh, I actually either or. I mean, I enjoy both of them. Daytona, I'd have to say Daytona's a little bit better because it just you got to finesse the car a little bit, especially in 1 and 2. So it's not just mat it and hope you're in the right line.
All right, and do you have any concerns at all of starting in 25th tonight?
No, no. I mean, I've had my share starting in the back. I can get up there just with good strategy, but like I said, you're going to see me in the back for most of the night tonight.
All right, well, thanks for giving us some news that we didn't know about, and good luck with your race tonight.
Thank you.
So there we go. That could be huge if the 4 car causes an incident tonight. He's gonna have to retire, and that would really hurt him in the points.
Yeah, I think, and it's not that he caused 2 last week per se. I think he had, I think he caused 1, and I could be wrong on this. I'll have to confirm with him later, but may have been coming in for a pit stop, clipping a guy. But I think the second one was an internet connection issue, and you caused a wreck from a warp that does count. So it was a combination of bad luck with an earlier mistake he had. But he's a clean driver. He doesn't cause many wrecks. I really don't think it'll be much of an issue. He might make him a little more cautious, which could play out in his favor if things get really crazy at the front near the end of the race. But I'll be surprised if he has one tonight.
Yeah, he definitely didn't get to the points lead this far in the season by
No.
not being able to hold the line and control his car.
Drivers,
we will definitely
to your cars.
keep an eye. Should we have any cautions tonight, we would definitely keep an eye and see if the 4 is forced to load it up early. That would be, I'm sure, nobody wants to see anybody leave early, but that would definitely shake up the points.
Yeah, you got 20, almost 30 cars here, so that's possible 30 plus points to be lost if you had to park.
But here we go. The drivers have been called to their cars on pit road. We're getting ready to get this race underway. Once again, we will be running 70 laps here at Daytona. Navy SEALs 200, Rolling Thunder Gaming. Shout out to Terry Bowman, David Cannon, Sean Prime, the RTG owners, as well as RLM servers for providing the servers over here at RTG.
Drivers, start your engines!
Once again, if you're just joining, I picked the 115 Sean Lockyer to win, and Josh has picked Jeff Crivello in the 80 car to win tonight in one of the ugliest cars out there.
Jeff's, he's a unique character. But again, I'm just going with the numbers, and when the races are broadcasted, he's winning. So it's strictly based on facts and information, not personal preference or bias or anything. We'll see, though. I hope I didn't jinx him.
Some nice looking paints out there. It's good to see that 141 Joe Simpson Racing. He's starting up there in P7. Good qualifying effort for Joe tonight. Hopefully he has a good run.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Joe. He was having a good race just last night, and a couple cars got tangled up right in front of him, and he had nowhere to go. And like I said, it was right at the front of the pack where he was running, having a great race, and got sent off into the wall, blew the motor, and it was done just like that. But he's been competitive pretty much everywhere he's been.
Looks like we got a new paint job for the 72 car tonight. Jim Glaude starting in P3.
Yeah, he's struggled a little bit with his wheel settings, but just based on how he qualified, I'm guessing he's got those pretty well resolved.
And here we go. The pace car heads down pit road. Jerry Walters and Sean Lockyer are going to lead us to the green flag.
Oh, trouble already.
Oh, that involved half of the pack there. It does look like it happened.
Looks like somebody missed the shift, possibly the 15. 24 got into him, shot him down into, man, there goes Joe again.
Looks like it happened right behind our top 5. So our top 5 are good. Most of the field behind the top 5 was involved in that, though. It looks like Donnie Garrett might have made it through there.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a missed shift or a blown gear right there in the third row on the outside line. I think it was the 15, and everyone going through the gears, full throttle on the gas, and he just got ran over.
That was such a crazy start to a finish. We didn't have a great view of it. We hate to see that happen, obviously, coming to the start-finish line on lap 0, but we're going to go back, head over to the caution rewind screen and go back and let you see all of that carnage, because, you know, some people like to see the wrecks. Trying to take another look at this. Yeah, we just see Sean Carey and that 15 car just shoot to the left, collect Joe Simpson, and then most of the rest of the field, most of the people in the back were able to get it woed up and avoid that. Looks like Joe Simpson, though, has heavy rear end damage on that 141 Mustang. We'll try to get another view here and see if we can see what else happened.
Yeah, I think luckily they weren't up to speed yet, and a lot of guys at the back were able to slow down and avoid any contact, but doggone it, you know, jinxed Joe again, and again, completely innocent, just getting going for the start, and something happened on one of the other cars, and the guy behind him got into him, and it was on from there.
Definitely looks like it's going to be heavy damage for the 15, heavy damage for the 141, heavy damage for the 90 of Bernie Mobbs. I want to say Bernie Mobbs was the pole sitter on the last TV show.
Bernie is a good qualifier. He's usually up there in that front row. Yep.
So some heavy damage on some very good cars out there tonight. This is, as usual, going to shake things up. Looks like Wayne Pribnow might have been a little bit of contact in there. Yeah, the most damage I'm able to see really is that rear end of the 141 car, though.
But again, if he can get, what I found is rear damage seems like it's the least of your the least problematic. If you got damage on the nose, if your right side's smashed, that holds you back pretty well. If he can get somebody behind him, and he doesn't have any motor damage, he'll be able to keep up in the draft. You know, he's not going to be pushing any lines to any wins, but yeah, I wouldn't say a good finish is ruled out for him at all just yet.
Now, it doesn't look like any of our top 6 pitted. It does look like Wayne Pribnow perhaps missed the start and is actually going to be getting the lucky dog here.
Yeah, that's the one guy who benefits really from this unfortunate start of the race here. He missed the starting grid and had to start from the pits, lost a lap, and he'll probably get a lucky dog here right off the bat. Yeah, he definitely is. He's already up there at the front, so he'll be lucky dog here in a minute.
One of the big gainers from that caution, Donnie Garrett was able to squeeze his way through there and gain about 5 positions. So he's already improving on where he was. And like we said, the top 6, they all stayed out. Looks like everybody else, since their strategy had already went out the window, they went ahead and topped off fuel.
Yeah, if you had any damage, it made sense to pit. If you had to slam on the brakes and flat spot your tires, it made sense. 1 or 2 laps, basically these guys went about 100 yards before they were letting out the throttles. So those guys at the front, they really don't need to worry about topping off. They're just fine.
It does look like all 26 cars are still in the race, though. We do see Brian Schilling, our points leader, is still back there in 25th. Just trying to avoid it. And now here goes David Lawson, ducking off from P9 to top off his fuel.
Yeah, Lawson is very strategic. He knows you can win this race from anywhere, and I guess not. It's you can go either way on calling. And he's getting tires. I don't know if he flat spotted or anything like that, but they're looking at it. If this goes green for a while, they've got an extra lap or 2 on the rest of the field before they have to pit.
I've got to ask. I think I see one name out there tonight that I haven't seen at RTG. Perhaps you have some insight. Do you? Ralph Pauly in the 323.
Yeah, Ralph is he's a newer driver. He's had a few issues getting the game and everything working, but real nice guy. He's from what I've seen, little I've raced with him, he's clean, he's competitive, so I'm glad to see whatever issues he was having he's got worked out. But we've got several new names that are here this season. A lot of guys from MNT Racing have come over. We've had some crossovers elsewhere. A lot of our guys go race outside of RTG, and we're definitely happy to see our guys supporting other leagues out there as much as they can. But yeah, Ralph's a good guy, and a quick shout out to the guy running currently in 20th, Dwight York. He was here before I even started showing up, and that goes back to 2008. He just recently came back this season from Hawaii. I believe he's a vet as well, so hope he has a good run tonight. Good luck to him.
Well, I can tell you this much: the pace car, I hope it's got a full tank, because this is I'm not sure I've ever seen this many caution laps. It's now been 5 or 6, and now the lights go out. We are going to go back to racing.
Yeah, I don't know if it was thrown off. I wonder if it even hit its final spot on pit road before the yellow was already out. Could have kind of screwed up the thinking of the game there and added more laps than it should have.
Now, speaking of fuel, Daytona, Talladega, not much of a size difference, but there is a little bit of a size difference. Are we going to see a different fuel window here?
You get about an extra lap. I think you can probably top off around 20 laps Talladega. Here you're about 21, depending on if it's in at second half of the race and guys are clutching, they may sneak another lap out of it, but it's essentially the same window, but there's about a lap difference is all. And the other big thing is tires. If you run that low line for a long time, your tires are going to be wearing out. Talladega, you could run a full race, not even bother with changing tires if you wanted to. But here, if you want to run the low line, and if you do it too much and don't change tires, you're going to be pushing pretty bad. So a couple of differences between the two tracks that, just looking at it by naked eye, they look identical, but there's plenty of differences between them.
And which one do you prefer? Are you strictly a Talladega guy?
I like them both. I like the fact that Talladega, like Brian said, it involves being able to, puts it more in the driver's hands. It's more about the setup. Talladega's fun because it is wide open. It's anyone's ball game, and like I said, it's just go fast, turn left. Don't worry about tires. Just get fuel when you need it.
And here we go. The 72 Jim Cloud already giving Jerry Walters a push on this restart. So far, it looks like everything's clean. Everybody found their gears on this restart.
Yeah, I'm sure the admins were reminding people to play extra cautious, get some green flag laps, and get this race going.
And here we go. Jerry Walters just shoots away from Jim Cloud now. And here comes the high line. Sean Lockyer being pushed by the 14, the 77, Brian Hogue, Donnie Garrett.
People like the middle to high lane.
And here comes Donnie Garrett trying to go straight to the lead.
Donnie doing what Donnie does.
And
Lockyer to the front.
Sean Lockyer will get up his first bonus point of the night. I wouldn't be surprised to see Donnie Garrett try to jump up and lead that high line if he gets an opening. I don't think he's going to get there, though. Brian Hogue is coming. He's got help from Dave Earlywine and Jeff Crivello.
Yeah, give it a little bit of time. We'll see if that lane gets going. I think if that middle lane catches up to them, Donnie may jump up above there.
The real question is, how long before we see that 17 car of Chuck McClure take this thing 3 wide?
When he sees an opening, he'll take it. He's a smart driver. I see him kind of hanging back there right now, but before you know it, you'll be paying attention to guys getting ready to pit, and he'll be up there at the front with the rest of them.
That number 17 Scooby-Doo car of Chuck McClure, he is always, in the TV races I've done, he's always the first one to try 3 wide.
And if you look 2 cars ahead of him, you'll see Joe Simpson, the 141, pushing Carson Krenz. So whatever damage he got, it's not hurting him too bad.
Oh, Jim Cloud gets on the apron.
Oh boy.
We are not going to have to go back and look at that one because we were actually focused on the 72 car when this has affected a lot of cars. The 07 Rick Moon, heavy damage on his roof. David Lawson, it looked like both of our points leaders, David Lawson and Brian Schilling, involved in this. Chuck McClure as well. Brian Ordo.
Yeah, it took out. That really tore up a lot of them.
Yeah, it looked like Jim Cloud just a little piece of the apron, and he got it sideways and tried to save it, and just a chain reaction there. These guys are, obviously they're hauling ass here around Daytona. 712 Bob Seminara, he's on pit road with heavy damage.
And I do see they're racing moderate damage tonight, so that would explain why Joe was able to keep up as much as he was. But even with moderate damage, some of the hits those guys took, they're going to be well off the pace, if not out completely.
Now, if this caution goes like the last one, we're probably going to restart around lap 15. So I would expect even our race leaders will finally pit for fuel.
Oh yeah, they'll be pitting out. And as a side note, I hate to bring it up, but my pick for the win will officially finish dead last. So the curse continues of picking drivers to win.
Ouch! Yeah, we should. Hopefully, Jeff doesn't watch this TV race.
I'll be hearing about it tomorrow.
Well, so far my pick was leading the race, so we're not going to pull him in the booth and let him know.
Yeah, 10-4 to that.
Yep, it looks like the 80 car, Jeff Crivello, has retired. We'll have to see what happens here. We may still have 25 cars running in the race. A couple names we don't usually see right now, at least, who haven't pitted yet. Rusty Little, Cyber Jones, Wayne Pribnow. If they don't pit, they're all up there in the top 3.
Yep, and I did go back and take a look at that wreck. I think Lawson got through completely undamaged, and if Schilling got anything, it's incredibly minor. But I think our 2 points leader is going to be A-OK actually after that near catastrophe they were involved in.
Looks like we've actually got the 088 car of Tim Nofsker is watching the broadcast, and he wanted to let you know that you rock.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words from Tim. Tim filled in a couple weeks ago for me when I was feeling under the weather, so thanks to Tim for that, and hopefully these guys put in some green flag laps and give Tim a pretty good show.
Tim said they're just lucky Wiley Coates not racing tonight.
Wiley's he's the punching bag of the admins. It's just not right.
And here we go. It looks like those 3 cars are going to head down pit road. But that will be a bonus point for Rusty Little.
Yep, every point counts, and if those guys are damaged pretty good, he should make quick work getting through them and getting back into contention with these guys that are staying out right now.
Looks like Jerry Walters has re-inherited the lead. Came down pit road in 3rd, and now he's back on the point. Donnie Garrett came in 2nd and comes back out 2nd. Not sure. Our race leader, Sean Lockyer, perhaps some troubles on pit road. He'll be restarting in P5.
Yeah, they only needed about a can of fuel, so if he took tires and they didn't, that would explain why he's behind them now. And I can't remember where he was at when that wreck happened, but some of these guys may have getting damage fixed or replacing more tires they flat spotted from that last one.
Oh, and here we go. We've got a slightly late pick, but we're going to allow it. Tim Nofsker has chosen the nature boy, Donnie Garrett, to win tonight.
Well, if anything happens to Donnie, he's going to be very upset with Tim.
I think I picked Donnie the last TV show, and he was looking very good with about 2 laps to go before he ended up about 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, he was. I think he was fighting with Schilling for the points lead, and Schilling had problems of his own earlier, and yeah, with about 1 to go, everything went crashing down for Donnie. But he's good at these tracks. He enjoys them. He's always at the front. He's aggressive but clean. That's what you have to be in contention on a weekly basis for wins.
Hey Dwight, this is Mark and Josh up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Hey, how you doing? Josh was just telling me that you've been around RTG for many, many years, and you just came back from Hawaii and rejoined us here at RTG. Are you having a good time since you came back?
Yeah, great time. Great bunch of guys. Great racing. Yeah, I had a few problems. I had to step away from the steering wheel a little bit, but yeah, I'm glad to be back.
How's the 87 car handling for you tonight?
Well, not too bad. I was got a little fender bender there in this last wreck. We'll see if I'm able to keep up. But yeah, we're doing okay.
All right. Well, I see the lights are out on the pace car. You guys are going to go back to green. We just wanted to, glad to have you back here at RTG, and good luck with the rest of your race tonight.
Yeah, well, aloha to everybody, and good to be back. We'll see you at the end.
All right. So there you go. That's the 87 Dwight York. Lights are out on the pace car. Much shorter caution this time. Only about 3-4 laps this time. And so we're going to get back to green flag racing. Jerry Walters on the inside, Donnie Garrett on the outside. We got Doug Woolley up here now in P4. Haven't seen him yet tonight. And look at that. Joe Simpson is going to restart this race in P7. We'll see if he's able to hang.
Well, I told you, I think earlier, I was wondering the same thing until I saw him pushing another car and coming out of turn 4 into the trioval. So I think his car is doing pretty good.
And here we go. Brian Hogue was bumper to bumper with the 31 in anticipation of that restart. But Donnie Garrett timed it perfectly.
Yeah, we'll see if he can clear the 31, or no, he's going to have to stay up there and see if Doug can give him a push.
It looks like the 3 cars with the most damage in that first caution of the night, they're all up here in the top 10.
Yeah, when you've got minor damage, it's just sheet metal damage, and you've got someone in front of you and behind you, you're able to keep up and fight with the leaders. It's another thing passing them and getting outright to the lead, but you can still have a very good race. And the way things get crazy at the end, you never know how how it's going to finish, what your chances are of stealing one.
And quick word on race attrition tonight. We have lost the 72 of Jim Glaude, the 712 of Bob Seminara, and the 07 of Rick Moon. So we are down to 20. Oh, black flag for Bernie Mobbs. 21 cars on the lead lap right now.
And they're all in the lead pack, it looks like. Well, we're losing one or two. It looks like one of them is starting to lose the draft here.
But yeah, Joe Simpson is tucked right up under Sean Lockyer's bumper, and he's got David Lawson behind him. So the 141 is definitely fine as long as he's in the pack. We'll see if he is able to get out front, if he has any issues. Jerry Walters still your race leader, though. Donnie Garrett not able to get that high line rolling yet.
Yeah, numbers are about even. Low side's got maybe 1 or 2 more. I don't see anyone really pushing hard at the front to give either line a major advantage.
We see that the 323 of Ralph Pauley riding right there on the edge of the top 10. So doing a pretty good job. Normally we like to see paint jobs, but I got to tell you that flat black Mustang, it looks good just the way it is.
He's giving it a good ride. I'm not sure. I think he's in the wrong number there, and that's what gave him that car. But again, with the issues he's had, I'm sure he's just happy to actually be out on the track and having a good run too. Boy, that inside line. Okay, they're changing moving to the high side. I was about to say they're really struggling keeping it low, but
And here we go. Brian Hogue, Sean Lockyer cut off the nose of Donnie Garrett and moves to the high line.
yes, that's what they're doing.
Brian Hogue not content to just push Jerry Walters around. He wants to lead this thing. We'll see if Sean Lockyer is content to ride around in second place or if he jumps. Here, oh, Donnie started to look low. But he knows that the low line is too far back to jump down there right now.
Yeah, unless he was confident the 95 would go with him and the 31 would be catching up to him, it wouldn't have been a wise move, and that's why he stayed where he was.
And here's Sean Lockyer. Look at, uh-oh.
Oh, no. He didn't hit anything.
We've got the 95 going through the grass. He's keeping it straight, keeping it clean,
still
gets
out.
back on track. Donnie Garrett spun. No caution. So back up front, Brian Hogue, Sean Lockyer, Doug Woolley, still your top three. Not really sure what happened to the 77 car there. And oh wow, look at this. Here comes league owner in the 3-car, Bones leading the low line. He's up in there in P4.
Making a move. Yeah, it looked like in that last lap deal, they got checked up at the front a little bit, and there was an accordion effect going on, and 77 got bumped and went around, but never made any contact, so if he catches a yellow, he'll be just fine again.
Man, somebody better...
Doug Woolley going for the lead.
Somebody better tell Bones to slow down. If he finishes in the top 3, he's going to have to get on the TV. He doesn't like to be interviewed on live shows.
Well, I think he likes to leave it for the other drivers to have their 15 minutes of time to get an interview. He's happy to sit in the background and let them enjoy that.
Tim said do not tell Donnie Garrett that he picked him.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Well, luckily this is YouTube and this is saved, so when Donnie goes back and watches it tonight or tomorrow, he'll know who to yell at.
Well, we do still have 48 laps to go. We do employ the lucky dog if anything should happen, and Donnie Garrett still has several laps to go before he even goes a lap down, as Doug Woolley has taken the race lead with Bones pushing up into second and Chris Hart third.
Donnie's fine. There's 2 lucky dogs per caution. I think only one guy's lost the draft. So now I do see one 95 just pitted, so he's going to go a lap down, so that could change things. They go green for a while. But I think once he gets a caution, he'll be back in it.
It does look like we still have 18 cars in this lead pack. We lost Bernie Mobbs, which that's a tough break. Bernie Mobbs is actually tied with Sean Lockyer for 6th in points. So
yeah, he got pretty heavy damage in the wreck as well. Looks like his car finally gave up on him.
well, in fact, I just now, I guess it took me a while to realize this, but 5th place in points, Demar, he's not even here tonight. So
Yeah.
so P5 and P6 gonna be dropping. Points are gonna be shaken up.
Well, and they do drop races also, I believe, in this series, just because this is something that people do in their free time, and life gets in the way quite often. So you can miss a race and still have a real chance to to compete for a championship still.
Oh, and here we go. Chris Hart jumps to the high side now. That's going to allow Carson Krenz and Rusty Little to pull up behind Bones. Chuck McClure down there. See Terry Bowman in the 69, other owner, coming into the picture.
Yeah, Chris was in that initial wreck, but I don't think he got too much damage. He got bounced around a little bit, but his car may be just fine still. Looks like it is the way he's driving. As he gets it to the front.
And Tim's right, the 17 is working his way towards the front. Hasn't had to take it 3 wide yet. And here we go now. Joe Simpson trying the high line with nobody behind him. We'll see if he's able to hold on or if he has any ill effects.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see. And well, it looks like the 7 car may be jumping up there to join him. So that'll do nothing but help Joe keep up to the bumper of the 31, who he's right behind.
Meanwhile, here's
and as I say that, the 7 moves down.
Here's a points lead update. David Lawson in 14th, Brian Schilling 16th.
Yep, they're doing what you'd expect. They're running behind all the 2 wide race, and they're on the low side. So if anything happens, they've got an easy exit to avoid any wrecks that may happen ahead of them.
And it looks like Donnie Garrett is gonna go a lap down here on this lap.
Yep, what he wants to do is fall in behind the draft, keep with them, and he may end up pitting with them. Just if he can stay with the draft, he's gonna be okay. Because unless they go caution free, that's the only likelihood that he wouldn't get a lap back. But I think he's gonna be fine here.
There we go. We see the 141 is actually losing the 31. And here Donnie Garrett drops in behind Joe Simpson. So that was the first 3 wide action we've seen tonight. As Donnie Garrett has gone a lap down. Here goes Chuck McClure moving to the high line. Well, perhaps Chuck getting ready to take some 3 wide racing for us tonight.
Joe's got a good pusher now with Chuck right behind him.
Now we see Donnie Garrett back there with Brian Schilling, the 2 Monster Energy cars.
You got the 15 looking underneath some of the leaders. Not enough help.
Meanwhile, look at Ralph Pauly coming on the low side. He's up to P4. Doesn't have anybody pushing yet. Here comes Sean Kerrigan.
Yeah, I told you he's a good driver, and he's kept his nose pretty clean from what I've seen, and fighting for top. Oh, we got a spinner. $115.
Oi, don't tell him I picked him.
And he didn't hit anything either. He's green's still out, and he's still going.
And so the green stays out. Now that's a couple people in the title hunt who are going to need a caution to get back into this thing. Donnie Garrett and Sean Lockyer.
Lockyer's got a left front tire down. He's coming to pit now. He may struggle getting into the pit. I think he'll be okay, but yeah, that spin definitely blew out his left front tire.
So the 115 may in fact go 2 laps down. Here's Doug Woolley looking low, trying to pass Chris Hart for the lead. Meanwhile, Tim Knopfsker says whoever wins this race gets to go camping with Chuck McClure. And here they go. They're
second.
Coming up on Brian Ordo, about to put him a lap down. So we're going to see some more 3 wide. We are within 2 or 3 laps of seeing green flag pit stops too. It's been 16 laps, so three laps, 3 or 4 more laps. We're gonna see cars heading down pit road.
Yep, we're getting close, and we'll see what that does in separating the field. You know, if you mess up your pit stop or getting to someone else, it'll break up that the pack they've got pretty good.
Yeah, I suspect if we have green flag pit stops, we will not have a 17 car pack when it's done.
You never know. We've had a lot of races on Tuesdays and Thursdays where it'll get strung out, but like a rubber band, it'll contract again. And as long as someone just doesn't blow their pit stop, spin out, or speed, it could. You probably will end up with most of the guys still in the pack.
And
whoa,
Ralph Pauly down on the apron there. Pulls it back up on the track. Joe Simpson up there in the top 5 now. And here is the 17, Chuck McClure. I really didn't see him pass anybody, but he's up there in 2nd place.
Ralph pitting. And he got to pit road cleanly.
Now these green flag pit stops are going to take place right around the midway point of this race. When we like to do our Veterans Tribute, we're going to go ahead and hold off on the Veterans Tribute until after this round of green flag pit stop cycles through. Everybody trying to get on that low line now, starting to get single file. Joe Simpson up into P4. You see Chris Hart dropping back, trying to find somewhere to get down.
A lot of hands out. There's several guys pitting this lap.
And here comes Chuck McClure, though. He's going to take the race lead as Doug Woolley, Joe Simpson, Chris Hart head down pit road. So there's a bonus point for Chuck. He is 13 points behind Brian Schilling for the lead. That's
lap he had
the
don't mean to step on you, the 24, the 99, the 141, and I believe the 87 all pitted, and they all got to pit road cleanly. So 2 for 2 so far on pit stops.
See Terry Bowman, Brian Ordo looking high. They're Brian Schilling as well. They are definitely not pitting this lap. But here come the front 6 cars head down pit road. Everybody except for 3. 4 cars stay out. And they are clean on the pit road.
Yeah, 3 laps of pitting and 3 clean entrances. So yeah, the 69 Terry Bauman, he finds a way to stretch fuel anywhere, so no surprise there.
Caution is out. Caution's out. Now I heard some tires squealing. We saw the leaders blow by Chris Hart in the middle of the track, but it looked like he was rolling, just not at speed. So not sure what happened here. But the caution is out. Looking at the scoreboard, I suspect Brian Ordo and Donnie Garrett are going to be your lucky dogs. I know Brian Ordo is going to be one of the lucky dogs because he was actually right behind Terry Bowman.
Yeah, it looks like Chris just got loose on the transition between the apron and the track, and his car slid him out on the track, and I don't think they would throw in the yellow, but there were a couple cars coming right behind him. So they took the conservative route and threw the flag just to make sure he didn't get hit by anybody.
All right, so we're going to be under caution here for about four laps, and we'll see all these pit stops cycle through and see what we have after that. We are at the midpoint of this race. We're hoping to see all those green flag pit stops cycle through. Wasn't the case. We did see good pit entries by everybody, but we're going to go ahead and do our Veterans Tribute tonight. This is the Navy SEALs 200, so we've got a Navy SEALs video for you, and as always, thank you to all of the veterans out there, and we will be back momentarily. And we are back. That was our Veterans Tribute tonight. And looks like the lights are still out on the pace car. We're going to go at least one more lap here under caution. Rusty Little in the 102 is being shown as the race leader. We're still waiting to see any wave around or lucky dog action once the lights go out.
Well, you got the 87 of Dwight York, the 115 of Sean Lockyer, both at the very front, so they're either lucky dogs or wave arounds, one of the two.
We're going to have about 40 laps to go once we get this race going again. So we will still see one more pit stop from everybody.
I do see Brian Schilling just topped off, and I imagine there's going to be some more doing it this next lap.
Looks like the 24 car, Chris Hart, has retired. So we are down to 20 cars on the track. Still waiting to see how many are going to be on the lead lap. Here comes Brian Ordo. I knew for sure he was going to be a lucky dog because he was right behind the leader when the caution came out. Looks like it's going to be Brian Ordo and I think Donnie Garrett.
Yeah, and then like I said, the 87 and 115 are going to be taking wave around, so they'll put us back to I think 18 on lead lap.
Looks like it'll be 19. Looks like the 95 of Dave Earlywine will be the only car lap down now.
Yep, Donnie will be back on the lead lap, and along with Orto, York, and Lockyer.
All right, so me and Tim's picks, Donnie and Lockyer, we're still in this thing.
Yep, you did have several guys top off. The 95 who is a lap down. 69 at Terry Bauman, always working the fuel strategy. 17 Chuck McClure, Brian Schilling, and Wayne Primnow. Looks like they all pitted and topped off on fuel.
So Brian Schilling, 1 points leader, doing things a certain way, and our other points leader, David Lawson, is up there in P4. Perhaps trying to get to the front of this thing and maybe get a bonus point, because a bonus point could definitely decide the championship.
It's done it more times than you think. We've had guys tie. We've had them lose or win by a point, sometimes two. But yeah, we've had multiple ties for championships, and the guy who never worked on getting those bonus points through the season always regretted it.
So here we go. The pace car is going to pull off. We're going to go back to green flag racing with 41 laps to go. Rusty Little in the 102 is your race leader. He has elected to restart on the high side, and Brian Hogue, RTG admin, will restart on the low side. And here we go. So a slightly staggered restart here. David Lawson not quite up behind Rusty Little. And now here comes the low line. They're just going to freight train Rusty.
Yeah, Lawson's getting to the back of him now. He needs Ralph Pauly to get on him. But yeah, that low side is definitely taking off to start. And here goes Doug moving in front of the outside lane, see if they'll push him to the front.
And here goes Jerry Walters also moving to the high line. Everybody hanging Brian Hogue out.
Yeah, Hogue's feeling lonely right about now.
He's It's got Sean Kerrigan and Joe Simpson coming, but Jerry Walters is going to get back to the point he started there.
Yeah, you better pick a lane, or it's like he's indecisive which lane he wants to run.
Meanwhile, Donnie Garrett not wasting any time, already up into the top 15, trying to work his way back to the front.
Yep, you got a monster car followed by another monster car back there. We'll see if they work together at all. I know they're racing each other for the championship, but they definitely want to get up there sooner rather than later.
So you're, you're kind of a NASCAR aficionado around here. Not many people can say they were roommates with Ryan Newman in college. Let me, what are your thoughts on the Joey Logano Kyle Busch fight in the pits about a couple weeks ago?
Well, it wasn't much of a fight. Kyle threw a punch and then he got punched multiple times by the crew. I think if you're going to fight a guy, it's probably best to wait until his whole crew is not around you when you throw that first punch. I could see why Busch was mad. Logano was trying to block him in, and as far as I'm concerned, that's his right. He had the lane, and Kyle disagreed, and they made contact. And whether or not Logano was being honest when he said he was just saving his car, I don't know. But I like the passion they show, but I don't think it's a wise decision to go punch a driver in front of that driver's crew. He's lucky he walked away with just a bloody forehead, if you ask me.
Well, let me ask you this. In the past, we've seen NASCAR very strict about certain things. Now that Monster Energy is on board, do you think that was a factor in Kyle Busch not getting in trouble?
Well, I would rather see them do it after the race on pit lane. I think if you wreck a guy on the track, me personally, I think you should be parked. If you wreck someone on Saturday and you're a Cup driver, you should be parked. If you wreck a guy and you're a Saturday driver only, you should be parked next Saturday at a minimum. People die in this sport. I don't care if you just spin a guy out at Martinsville or take him out at Texas. People get killed driving these things, and I don't mind people getting mad and having little fisticuffs on pit road, but to use your car as a weapon like that, I think they really need to, drop the hammer hard when that happens. But emotions right after race on pit road, I think people enjoy that for the most part. I don't, as long as no one gets physically beat up too bad, just a sucker punch and some arguing and shoving, I think the fans dig it.
Absolutely, and in my opinion, I think now that Monster Energy has come on board, we've already seen they have the scantily clad women that some fans aren't happy about. Monster Energy is definitely a lot more edgy than what we've seen in the past, and I wouldn't be surprised if with Monster Energy coming on.
Whoa, there's a wreck. Didn't mean to cut you off. We just had a big one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see NASCAR loosen the reins a little bit on the drivers with Monster Energy.
Yeah, I would agree. With what happened there on the track there, I can't tell if Joe got bumped or he made a quick move down low and got taken out, or what happened there. But hopefully it's not too badly damaged, him or the other guys.
Looks like our front 9 cars made it through whatever happened there. We're going to go ahead and head over to the caution rewind screen for the second time tonight. Let's go back and see what happened to the 141 car. And here we go, taking a look at Joe Simpson. He was in about P7 on the high line. Yeah, not sure if he was trying to go low or if that was a result of getting loose from contact. We see Bones involved in that. Unfortunately, the 7 of Cyber Jones. Tim Nosker had just offered a shout out to Cyber Jones for having a strong run tonight, and apparently anybody Tim talks about has bad luck.
Well, I just hope you don't wish me any good luck racing this next week. In regards to that caution, though, it looked like there was a tiny checkup going into 1 right in front of Joe. Joe bumped the guy. He let out of the gas. The guy behind him, behind Joe, bumped him, knocked him a little sideways, and down the track he went into oncoming traffic. So it looked like a checkup gone bad started that.
And so it looks like we've lost Dave Earlywine. We just lost David Cannon in that accident. Looks like we're down to 18 cars.
Race of attrition tonight.
We do have 32 laps to go, or 22 laps to go. I would expect to see everybody try to top off here with 20 to go and race to the finish.
Yep, they are going to top off, and I can pretty much guarantee you they'll top off with the 1 to go as well. Well, maybe not. You're probably going to see some guys that are able to stretch it enough to not even have to worry about topping off after the first caution lap.
Let's try this.
It's going to be close, though.
Let's try this again. I know we tried getting a word from the Nature Boy earlier. Let's see if we can get a word from him now. Hey, Donnie Garrett, you got a copy?
I got you guys. What's going on?
Oh, not much. We're just watching attrition take place tonight, and we've seen some big names have some bad luck, including yourself earlier, but it looked like you were able to keep it off of the wall.
I never stopped driving it. I'll tell you that.
What?
Yeah, you got pretty darn close to that wall. I thought it was going to be a nasty one. You slid right by, and I said, oh, he got lucky there.
When I came back around, I looked at the skid marks, and I could tell that I really just about got it.
It was close.
But never stopped driving it.
So here we are. Everybody's going to top off under this caution, and everybody's good to the end. What's your strategy for these final 20 laps?
Well, if you're watching me right now, I'm actually standing down here on the apron. I'm right on 22 and 22. So these guys are right. Everybody's kind of watching me, I guess. Hang on. And I'm trying to make the shortest way around here so I can save as much fuel as possible. But I think we're okay. I think we'll be all right to make it on out of here. And I'm not so sure we'll go caution free anyway. So I think we'll be good.
All right. Well, yeah, we've definitely we've seen some people in the points. You know, Bernie Mobbs has he's out of the race. Richard Martin's not here. Definitely, we've seen some points shakeups that are definitely going to happen tonight. And like you said, we still could see more.
Anything can happen. I tell you, it's been a wild race.
And by the way, for those of you who don't know it, we have RTG does a super speedway All-Star race. It's at the end of April. It's going to be a TV broadcast. That's actually, April 27th will be the RTG Super Speedway All-Star race. And on April 25th, the Tuesday night, 2 days prior, they do a qualifier for all the drivers who haven't won a race. And the Nature Boy signed on tonight. He's actually going to be in the booth for the All-Star qualifier.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, getting up there in the booth with you. And I won the All-Star race last year. I was happy to win that, and that got me an exemption into it this year. And luckily, I've won enough races to be qualified for it. But it'll be interesting. It'd be great to see these guys showcase themselves and get out there. And we're going to be watching all the non-winners and a couple with small wins there. And those guys will put on a heck of a show, I'm sure. Be a lot of nerves, but I'm looking forward to getting up there and calling that with you. It's going to be fun.
And speaking of the All-Star race, Josh, are you in the All-Star race, or are you going to be in the qualifier?
I believe I snuck out a win. I'm in there barely, so you'll see me in the Thursday race. And the All-Star races are fun. There's no points. You have to worry about helping a guy because he's needing help in the points, or he needs a win to get into the chase or anything like that. It's just you and as fast as you can go and as aggressive as you want to be. I like those races because the guys who do the points thing, they're on the wheel just as much as you are, and it gets get pretty wild.
Yeah, my crew chief said bring home the steering wheel or the trophy.
And here we go. The lights are out on the pace car, so we're gonna let Donnie get back into his car channel, and we'll good luck with these final 20 laps.
Yeah, thank you guys. Hopefully I'll be back up there talking to you here shortly. And Mark, look forward to calling that race with you, man. That's gonna be a good one.
Yes, it will. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. Rusty Little, still your race leader, and now David Lawson, co-points leader, will be restarting on the front row on the inside. We see Donnie Garrett back there in P5, Chuck McClure P6. Newcomer Ralph Pauly restarting in P3. Could he pull out a huge TV win tonight?
Anything's possible. You keep your nose clean, you put yourself in the right spot. You can do that, and you're maybe one move away from pulling out a win.
And here we go. Good start by Rusty Little, but once again, he has nobody to push him.
Yeah, it's good until you get to about turn one, and then they start freight training you. Donnie's already looking.
And here comes David Lawson, Ralph Pauly.
Oh boy, Ralph got high.
Donnie Garrett, Brian Hogue, Brian Ordo, all on the low line. We have 18 cars left in the race, and all 18 of them are on the lead lap. We see Cyber Jones and Joe Simpson still in this race, despite that last caution, so hopefully their cars are still able to maintain speed.
Joe's right hanging there with Orto, so his car's taking a beating, but it's not slowing him down hardly at all.
And here we go, Rusty Little, Doug Woolley, Chuck McClure, Sean Lockyer on that high line, really pushing. Sean Lockyer in P4, I picked him to win. I tell you what, the last TV show I picked Donnie Garrett, and I was so close to being right.
Yeah, I think you're about 3/4 of a lap away, right?
It was so close. The closest I've ever come to successfully picking a winner. And next thing you know, Donnie Garrett is 30 feet in the air.
Boy, Dave Lawson got a freight train like I haven't seen in a while. He started up there on the front row, I believe, and we got a spinner off for the 31. Green stays out.
Yeah, sometimes that can be the problem with being the points leader is nobody's going to want to help you.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, it looks like I don't know if the 31 checked up or the 71 failed to check up, but one got into the other, and 31 ended up spinning down on the grass. No contact, so if he can get a yellow before the end of this, he'll be 4 tires will be fine.
So here we go. Everybody pretty much single file. You got to go back to Donnie Garrett and David Lawson to get to the double file action back in about P6. Here they come on the low line. Donnie Garrett and both of our points leaders, David Lawson and Brian Schilling. All 3 of those cars leading in that low line are racing for a championship.
Yeah, all 3 on the low side. The guy in 3rd place overall as well. All fighting with each other for this. We got another spinner. Looks like the 4. Is that the 4?
And we stay green. We are still
Nice.
Green, so tough.
Flagman's pretty lazy tonight, huh?
Tough break for our co-points leader, the 4, Brian Schilling. Still 16 laps to go. He could still be in this thing, believe it or not.
Yeah, I went back and looked at that one. Looks like 71 moved from the high to low lane, and they may have just clipped the bumper of the 4 and knocked him sideways enough where he had to save it down into the grass.
Gonna be some huge points shakeups tonight. I have a feeling as we close in on the season finale. I think it's 3 weeks away. I think there's 3 races left after tonight. I know we will. Unfortunately, due to a scheduling conflict, I cannot broadcast the season finale, but I will be broadcasting the second to last race.
Oh, you get the 77 and 323 getting really close. And Joe behind him trying to help Donnie on that low side. It's just the 2 of them down there.
So yep, looking at it, after there's 3 races left after tonight. I will not be here next week, but the following week I'll be bringing you, it'll be Daytona again.
Looking forward to it.
Rusty Little still your race leader. Doug Woolley, Chuck McClure, Sean Lott. Brian Ordo now looks like he may be losing the pack.
Well, he and the 4 made contact, and I imagine him checking up is what caused him to fall back there. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of single file. I don't know how many of these guys topped off, but you heard Donnie say he was right at the edge. 22 laps of fuel, 22 laps to go. So if these guys run single file, it'll do 2 things. It means Rusty's probably going to be a lap short on fuel. It also means your chances of a yellow is less likely because there's not much side-by-side action. There are a few guys peeking out every now and then, but I wonder how many of these guys are saving just in case we don't get another yellow.
Here comes the 87 of Dwight York looking low. He's actually, it looks like Dwight York is actually in a Navy car.
I believe you are correct.
Here at the Navy SEALs 200 live on Rolling Thunder Gaming, Joe Simpson Racing Speed Freak Series, Daytona International Speedway, Pony Express Broadcast Network, RLM servers, Josh Metallic in the booth with me. And we have 13 laps to go. They are closing in on Jerry Walters, our pole sitter, about to put him a lap down.
Yeah, Jerry got spun a little earlier and didn't hit anything, but without a yellow, it was only a matter of time before they caught him, put him a lap down.
And our points leader, Brian Schilling, not much further ahead from going a lap down himself. Still with 11 laps to go, if we catch a caution within the next 5 laps, these guys could still get right back in it.
Oh yeah, there's still time. Obviously, they need help with someone else's misfortune bringing out a yellow, but you're looking at 11 laps to go. And if they don't have their caution the next 5 or 6 laps, I think you can write off their chances for a win. But I don't want to advocate or suggest nobody else will come out. We'll have to wait and see.
Everybody's still single file talking about perhaps some fuel saving at play here. We have to assume if anybody can make it to the end of this race, it's going to be that car in 10th place, Terry Bowman.
Terry's probably got enough to go another 40 laps. That's the way Terry is. He knows how to save.
And here we go. Chuck is done pushing.
Yeah, he had the 115 looks like he might have changed his mind. He's going to let Chuck back in, luckily for him.
Donnie Garrett also looking low, and it looks like he's going to get railroaded.
And we'll see if they try it again here.
Now Chuck perhaps thinking about making a higher line. Oh, and David Lawson's around. Donnie Garrett.
This does bring out the yellow. Lawson, it looked like another car, possibly 77.
David Lawson and Donnie Garrett, 2 of our top 3 in points. Late race trouble with 9 laps to go, which is actually going to save our other race leader from going a lap down.
Looks like they were 3 wide when that happened. And Donnie was not this lucky avoiding the inside wall. He didn't last time, but I don't think he got too much damage, but bouncing off there.
So 8 laps to go. Brian Schilling gets saved from going a lap down. David Lawson and Donnie Garrett, the 2 guys trying to catch him for the points lead, have trouble together. We're going to head over to the caution rewind screen and see what happened to the 4 and the 18 and the 77. Taking another look at it. It just looks like you see Ralph Pauly on the high line, Lawson in the middle, Donnie Garrett on the low side. They just 3 wide at Daytona is tough to do.
Yeah, and you can see them all kind of fighting their cars. I mean, they're not driving, but they're not driving themselves. The cars, these guys are fighting them all the way around the turn there, and it looks like they just neither one gave quite enough room to get through that turn cleanly.
So here we go. This caution changes a lot of stuff. For one, everybody is good on fuel now.
Well, the 31 of Jerry Walters will get his lap back. He's got a long way to go, but he's got a chance to make up quite a bit of spots now.
So we believe we will have 18 cars back on the lead lap, and it'll probably be 18 cars with about a 4-lap shootout.
Yep, and a lot can happen in those 4 laps.
Let's see if we can't get a word from Chuck McClure. Hey Chuck, this is Mark and Josh in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey man, we've been watching you all night, and normally we're broadcasting from Talladega, and we know you love to take it 3 wide. Haven't seen any 3 wide action here tonight, but you have still managed to work your way up into the front. How's your race been going?
The last half of it's been going pretty good. The first half, not so much. It was a little rough, but we got through that, and hopefully we're going to have a good run to the end here without any cautions.
Now I've got to ask you. We've got Tim Nofsker at home watching the race, and he said whoever wins this race gets to go camping with you.
Well, they all better hope I win it by myself, and they don't want to go with me anywhere.
Chuck, before this caution came out, how are you looking on fuel?
I was good to go. I was just biding my time there. I was going to wait till 10 to go and hope somebody went with me. I tried it. Nobody did, and luckily I got back up in my spot there. I was getting ready to try it. I didn't think the 102 had enough. I knew the 99 did. I wanted to get around him before the 102 had to pit.
Now, have you thought about going 3 wide at all tonight?
Oh, yeah. I'm probably going to stay here in a little bit. Just can't get anybody to go with you, early in the race.
All right. Well, we're got an eye on things, and we're wishing you the best of luck here with this last 4 or 5 laps.
I appreciate it, fellas. Thanks for putting the broadcast on, and thanks Joe for putting the money up here.
All right. Thank you. Good luck. So there you go. I like to call him 3 wide Chuck. I don't know if anybody else does, but for me, every time I broadcast a race, Chuck McClure is taking the field 3 wide.
Well, he'll be doing it again, I'm sure. I think he's going to be starting on the low side. We'll see how the restart unfolds and where he is positioned after that. But he's not looking to push anybody, and nor should he. You're out there to win, and he'll go wherever he can to try to make that happen.
Well, Chuck is, he's only 1 point behind Donnie Garrett, but Chuck has a bonus point tonight, so that automatically makes it a tie with Donnie Garrett for 3rd place. He's only 13 behind Lawson and Schilling, who we've seen both have trouble, and so Chuck
Lawson's in 15th, Schilling's in 13th, so if they were to call the race right now, it'd basically be minus a couple of points here or there, a 3-way tie between Schilling, Lawson, and Chuck. And then you got Donnie, who's right behind both of those two, Schilling and Lawson. But he sees Chuck up there. He sees 2 points leaders right in front of him. So he's not going to be looking to help them. I expect this lineup to change greatly in the next 5 laps.
Well, and we've also got Sean Lockyer, 24 points out of the lead. He's up there in P4. My pick to win the race. It's definitely the way this race is trending. The final 3 weeks, this points title chase, it's going to be very close.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Sean Lockyer's 24 out. Doug's up there. Doug's 34 out, and back in 9th, but you pick up 15 points on the guys up front, and you're right in it again.
Meanwhile, I don't know for sure, but someone like Rusty Little, the 102 car, if he doesn't have a win, he this season, perhaps he's trying to write his ticket to the All-Star race.
That is true as well. Some of these guys that may not be locked into the Super Speedway All-Star race, this is their golden ticket right here. Ralph, back there in 7th. If these guys get really crazy, door may open for him to pull one off too.
And Cyber Jones looking at pulling the top 10 here. Great run for him tonight. Joe Simpson still in 12th. He could still come out of here with a decent finish as the pace car heads down pit road, and we are going to have a 5-lap shootout.
It's like a clean start.
Looks like those top 2 cars, not much help from Brian Hogue. He's kind of falling back, but here comes Ralph Pauly.
Here we go, 3 wide.
Meanwhile, Chuck McClure taking us 3 wide for the first time tonight. Doug Woolley on the high line.
Sketchy. Made it through turn 1. We'll see if they can get through turn 3 clean here. That's where it
Oh.
gets tough.
Brian Hogue with a huge push to Sean Kerrigan. That's going to help Chuck McClure. Rusty Little in that sucker hole, and he gets into Ralph Pauly. The caution is out, so this is a race back to the line for the finish, right?
This is going to be the finish. Like I said, Doug is 34 now. He's got to be much closer to the championship, pulling off. Looks like it's going to be a win for him.
There we go. Yeah, not Doug, Chuck, and Sean Lockyer. All three of those drivers going to gain some much-needed points in the title hunt tonight.
Schilling did a great job getting through that. Moved from the back up to 7th.
Meanwhile, look at P4, man. He missed the start of the race. Caught a caution at the green flag and got the lucky dog. And here he is, Wayne Pribnow, 4th place.
Started the race a lap down and darn near got to the podium. And for all the good stories, Lawson just now finally crossed the start finish, so he made out as the loser in that whole ordeal there.
And Cyber Jones bringing it home in 8th place. Well, despite
it's going to be a lot more interesting, that's for sure.
Despite all the picks we had tonight, none of us were right.
Yeah, but at least your driver gets a podium finish.
That's true. And
that's probably a first in itself.
I'm just glad that Chuck McClure kept his word and let us see some 3-wide action there at the end.
Yeah, he said be ready for it, and he didn't waste any time. That green came out.
Yeah, it just looked like Rusty Little caught up in that sucker hole in the middle there. Looked like him and Ralph Pauly got together.
Yeah, and you can see how fast things change. Rusty went from P1 in that restart to being put in the sucker hole and then getting caught up in the wreck. And the good run he had won't show up in the final standings.
Now, Tim Nofsker says there's a chance we could get a 1-lap shootout since we don't have any lappers.
We might.
The lights would have to go out this time by.
Yeah, we're on right now 3 to go. So if they go out this next time, then yeah, it'll be a 1-lap shootout. We'll have to wait and see here.
Now we're being told by Tim Nofsker, if this race is over, if Doug Woolley is the winner, he does not have a microphone. So we will not be interviewing Doug Woolley if he wins.
Yeah, wouldn't that be the luck for Doug? He gets a win and has an issue with the with the mic, and he may be celebrating a little early. I think he's feeling pretty confident right now that this is over. We'll have to wait and see when they cross the finish line if it truly is or not.
Here we go, the moment of the truth. Either the lights go off or they don't. Oh, the race is over. Doug Woolley wins.
Yeah, barring no unfortunate gremlins in the car. I've seen that happen before, but yeah, does not look like we'll be going back green.
Well, we will still try to get a word from Chuck McClure and Sean Lockyer in the post-race interviews here.
Carson winds up with the top 5. Good run for him.
Jerry Walters started on the pole, got the lucky dog with what, 8 laps to go, and finishes in P6.
Yeah, and just think if he had those last laps all under green, who knows how many more he could make up. But yeah, looking at the points, it looks like David Lawson's going to lose roughly 10. Chuck's going to gain probably about 5. Doug's going to gain 10. He's 34 back. He's going to be about 24 or so back. So it's really going to shake it up. Yeah, everyone's still within striking distance. That's the good thing. But each of the final 3 races, it's going to be like this. Someone's going to get caught up in something, and what you thought the points were is going to be flipped over and shaken up a bit.
Yeah, and Chuck McClure is closing. He's going to be, I think Chuck and David Lawson might be tied for 2nd place coming out of here, not far behind Brian Schilling.
Yeah, I think Chuck's probably going to be 2nd in points, and I think Lawson will still be right up there in 3rd. Donnie was about 12 or 13 back. He'll be back maybe 13, 14 back still. And then, yeah, with Doug's win, he goes from, barely in the top 10 to 20-some points out of the lead.
And so we obviously don't know if Doug already had a race win, but if he didn't, this is going to strengthen his claim at a spot in the All-Star race.
I don't think he did. I think this gets him into the All-Star race. We got one more driver that's going to be locked in for that one. But he did what he had to do. You avoid the wrecks, avoid the damage, put yourself at the front near the end, and it just worked out for him. Looks like top 3: Doug Woolley, Chuck McClure, Sean Lockyer. So good run for Sean.
All right, let's see if we can't. I'll pull Chuck up here. And join us in the booth, second and third place. Gentlemen, I understand Doug doesn't have a mic, is that correct?
Yes, that's what he said to us.
All right, so unfortunately, obviously, congrats to Doug Woolley for winning the race. But we'll go straight to second place then. Chuck McClure in the 17 car. Chuck, you kept your word. You took it 3 wide. You gave us an exciting run there at the finish. How disappointed were you to see the caution end it?
Yeah, I didn't want to see that caution. I knew I had a little bit of help behind me, and boy, I'd like to have a couple more laps there.
And on a positive note, though, you definitely are. You're going to gain some quite a bit of points on Schilling and Lawson, as well. But Sean Lockyer, my pick to win tonight, is also going to gain quite a bit of points tonight with that podium finish. Sean, congrats on third place.
Well, thank you, sir. I guess I broke the jinx, the Madden jinx, I guess. But I didn't win. But, I didn't wreck out or anything like that.
Yeah, you didn't win, but third place is probably the highest any of my picks have ever finished. So I'm getting better.
Yes, sir, you are.
What if the caution hadn't come out there with 3 to go? Do you think you could have improved your position?
I really, really do think I could have. I pushed Doug there, on the outside, and I probably would have gone inside with Chuck and, tried to push Chuck and then try to make it around everybody. But, all in all, it was a good race and really enjoyed it and great finish, with everyone.
Now, Doug Woolley is in here. Doug, do you have a mic? Nope, no mic for Doug. But he can hear us. Doug, congrats on your win tonight. You kept it clean and did everything you had to do. And I was saying I don't know if you already had a win this season, but you do now, and I believe that's going to get you into the All-Star race. And but we'll go back to Chuck McClure, our second place finisher. Chuck, you have any shout outs you want to give tonight?
I just want to say hey to Tim Nosker for putting that awesome prize up for the winner, even though he can't talk. I'm sure he'd be honored to go camping with me. If not, I'm sure Tim would take his place.
And third place finisher, Sean Lockyer, any shout outs tonight?
Actually, I just want to thank Jim Simpson Racing for sponsoring this event, televised event, and Pony Express, and you guys, dedication with the veterans and all the servicemen that are keeping us here today, and all the guys at the RTG and the admins. They're doing such a great job and putting these events on, and it's always a pleasure to race with these guys.
Same here.
And we do actually have a word from Doug Woolley. He says thanks to everybody, and he says this is his first win in years. So big congratulations to the 99. The All-Star race will be televised by Pony Express Broadcast Network, and so we'll be rooting for the 99 since he's earned his way in there. Josh Metallic, any shout outs?
Just good job to Doug. Like I said, he broke a dry spell. And again, these two guys here on the podium as well. Chuck, he's always fast, always clean. Sean, another good run. He should be very excited. I did not pick him because my pick got wrecked out and finished dead last. So be glad that I didn't pick you, Sean. I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to start picking the guys I think will lose. Maybe that'll get them some wins. But no, appreciate you having me in here to help out, and good job to all the drivers.
All right, so there you have it. Pony Express Broadcast Network live tonight from Rolling Thunder Gaming, the Joe Simpson Racing Speed Freak Series, Navy SEALs 200. As always, thanks to all the veterans out there. Congrats to our podium finishers in here, as well as Terry Bowman, Sean Prime, David Cannon, league owners over here. Thanks to Josh Metallic for stepping into the booth with us tonight. Tim Nofsker with providing us some entertainment from the viewing channel. And 3 weeks left in this series. A very tight points battle between the top 8, top 10 drivers. And we'll be back 2 weeks from tonight with another Daytona race. It'll be the second to last of the season. And we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We'll see you again next time.